Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency video with Ripple XRP with your daily and weekly news and developments. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. First things first, shared by Moon Overlord. And this is just, keep in mind, not investment advice, entertainment purposes only, and just covering some things that I find interesting. So, is it finally time to buy XRP on a macro scale? Biggest bull divergence in history now forming. Historically, it's oversold, the community sentiment is at an all-time low, and the XRP army is decimated. And these are all bullish signals for me. So again, right here, note the other bottoms, you get a few days, maybe a week or so to buy the bottom and then get left behind in the dust. And this is not financial advice, this is just their opinion. And again, when he says, a bullish divergence, that's usually a situation in the cycle where two technical indicators move in opposite directions, and it signals a very near term or short term turning point in the trend. So we're looking to really diverge from this pattern and shoot up, as you can see. So let's just look a little closer here. You can see each time it copies this pattern, this algorithm, you can see the gooseneck, as Mr. Level Up Awake on Twitter talks about, and then we go up. You can see this. We got the gooseneck and go up. Again, same thing, mini right there, and we go up, and that's a little jump. And again, that little jump, I'm going to move my cursor, but look right here, okay? Right before October 1st, around September 21st, that's when we saw that first price spike. So if you guys remember, and in the video that I just let out, I also addressed this, that this was the end of September, right before October 1st, when XRapid was announced, that XRP went on a rampage and more than doubled within a day or two. So again, a lot of people believe that that was, them testing a small portion of volume to see how it affected the price. Obviously, it launched the price, so they had to bring it back down, turn off the switch, perhaps keep the micropayments, keep it as micropayments, not sending too high of value too soon, and they need to build those pathways, build that liquidity before we can really turn it on. All right, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about some developments that Swift have been making. A lot of people say Swift is Ripple's biggest competitor. They are the legacy service responsible for sending trillions of dollars on a daily basis, estimated around $5.3 trillion. And there's a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and that's a popular acronym in this space, that is just trying to deter people and get XRP investors to sell. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you what to do. If you want to sell, go ahead. I am going to keep on buying, and this is just my opinion. I've been in this space for a while. I know how it works. We're going to see in reverse and see those all-time highs and, well over surpass those, because I see the use case, I see the utility starting to come in. We are transferring from a mere speculative market, a mere spec market, to something that is based entirely on utility. It's going to go speculation based, then we're going to see speculation and, some utility, which is where we're at right now. And then eventually, I don't know when, we're going to go entirely based on utility, and that is when the perspective meets the reality. Right now, reality is being built and getting higher and higher and higher. And our perspective, we're at an all-time low. People are losing faith. That is when you buy, when there is blood in the streets. That is what made Warren Buffett successful. That is even Donald Trump in terms of financial success. He only looks in markets where it's bloody, where it's red, where they're low, because it is a buying opportunity, and you have to have that mindset. Now, I'm staying out of politics. I was just talking about Donald Trump from a business acumen standpoint, so please understand that. But all right, next up, shared by Altcoin Whisperer. So for those of you that don't know, Satoshis is a small portion of one Bitcoin. It is a fraction of a Bitcoin. It is divisible, and right here we have 100 million Satoshis are in a single Bitcoin. With XRP, we use a different terminology. It is called a drop. And a drop, excuse the typo here, is 1/1,000,000th of an XRP. So 1 million drops equals a single XRP. And people question, why is it made? Why are there so many decimal places for XRP? There's tons of speculation saying that XRP was built in mind to be a $10,000 USD value per XRP. And why do we say that? Well, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of articles online regarding this, but essentially, if you took the lowest form, one drop, and made it 1 penny, that would value a single XRP at $10,000. Now, do not take into account market cap. Do not say that's not possible. I am not saying that it's possible. I'm saying that XRP was potentially developed with that valuation in mind to move the world's fiat. All right, to transfer it so you don't have to source liquidity and you can have instant payments and move value just as simply or just as easily as we move data today. So something to consider. And again, Bitcoin with 100 million Satoshis, you would need what, $100,000 Bitcoin for a Satoshi to equal a penny, in XRP, a $10,000 XRP. So just wanted to share that, something interesting, and I know a lot of people are well aware of it, but I just want to go over it to show the true potential in the space and the creators behind these projects. Next, XRP Yoda. This is super brief, but I like this. Alice wants to send money to Bob. So we have two parties. We got, perhaps this is Bob, or Bill has all the XRP, but okay, gotcha. So Alice wants to send money to Bob. Bill has all of the XRP, but Alice doesn't want Bill to know. So she asks Sue, the third party in this case, to do it for her. Still in 3 to 5 seconds, and that's Know Your Customer, KYC approved, whether it's bank to bank, Ripple XRP, or even through R3, Earthport, any other partnerships. It doesn't have to be a direct link. That is XRP. And that's why it's open sourced. Anybody can use it. It's a public blockchain, but you can create private, segregated, gardens, walled gardens between this. So it truly is best positioned, and you can use the best option, which is XRP. Next, shared by I Am Legion, one of the best researchers, always tagging and sending information. The credit is given to Darren Moore, of course, so much respect. So XRP Darren on Twitter, and then I Am Legion on Twitter. So check these gentlemen out. And they're just showing, the Ripple, Earthport, and Zoom connections. And again, Zoom was acquired by PayPal. So as we can see here, we got the Earthport website, we see the partners, we see Ripple, we see Zoom, we see some other names as well, Merrill Lynch, we see TransferWise, Hyperwallet, World Remit, a lot of well-known names if you've been doing research. And then as you can see here, based on Wikipedia, so in November of 2015, PayPal acquired Zoom Corporation for about just over $1 billion. Prior to that, they were just another independent publicly traded company. So again, they are headquartered out of San Francisco, just as Ripple, the private company, is based out of San Francisco. So interesting to see that. And as you guys know, of course, you already know the other developments that have been going on with Zoom. And again, Bank XRP just goes on to emphasize Earthport and Cambridge are much larger than most people think. XRP Darren, the king of research, even goes on to say Earthport is central bank level big. And then Matthew Linney comes in to add another point with Egypt and R3. And this is just more information. So we got right here, National Bank of Egypt, BOE, Bank of Egypt, joins enterprise software firm R3's global blockchain initiative. And this was back in 2018. And again, fourth largest remittance market, Egypt, already on board with R3. And again, for those of you that don't know, all my subscribers know this, R3 owns a huge amount of XRP. There was a massive lawsuit because they wanted a piece of the pie with Ripple. They got a bunch of XRP and were at least promised it per their agreements in the past. So they have a huge interest in that. And I'm probably going to repeat myself with this, but there's a lot of conspiracy that R3, SBI, the huge Japanese group banking consortium, and R3, essentially a giant banking consortium, very connected to the world banks, the central banks, and SWIFT are trying to create a SWIFT 2.0 utilizing this blockchain technology and utilizing all these other markets besides just the mere remittance market, because they don't want Ripple, this small private company, to enjoy all these profits. But they'll still be utilizing XRP. R3 has a vested interest in seeing that. And the majority of R3 board members are about 80%. It's a high percentage, over 70% minimum. I'll have to go look at that statistic again. I've shown that in past videos, but let's just say roughly 80% of the R3's board members are the same as SWIFT. And that is huge. And you guys know how the world of business works. If you're out there, you understand how networking works. That's everything. And then I do like this. I just wanted to retweet this, not to give you, not to preach, but shared by Vala Afshar. I can't even say that. Afshar. Sorry about that, sir. But anyways, blowing out someone else's candles does not make yours shine any brighter. And this is for all of these keyboard warriors, all these trolls that comment on videos, and they only search Ripple XRP videos, and then they just leave a rude comment. This is for you guys. Focus on what you can do today. If you're not an XRP fan, that's fine. This is primarily a channel that's covering the best digital assets. I will be covering some additional assets, but I do not want to steer any of my subscribers in the wrong direction. There are some that I have my eye on, other altcoins that have huge potential. But again, XRP has the most developments on a daily basis. So that's what I'm sticking to. For now, I'm probably going to do some more information because I'm really excited about some. All right, and then this is what I wanted to talk about again. Awake, Mr. Level Up. Also, never forget that the same angel investors that backed Facebook, Airbnb, Snapchat, Coinbase, and Uber, yeah, they're backing Ripple, and that's true. Along with, Google Ventures, which obviously Google Ventures almost invests in everybody though, so it's not a huge sign. But money talks, and they're highly, connected. Again, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, he's out in that Silicon Valley space. They're all about fintech, financial technology out there. All right, this is the last thing I'm covering today. So I am Legion on Twitter. Thank you for this, sir. So let's take a closer look. So we got Swift connects with Singapore's fast to / cross-border payment times. And this is more fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the Ripple XRP space. And I want to share this news because it is all important and it is all pointing towards something. So as you can see here, banking cooperative Swift is touting the success of its integration with Singapore's domestic instant payment service, slashing the time taken to process inbound cross-border message transfers to as little as 13 seconds. Keyword, message transfers. Not just pure settlement, which is XRP, sourcing liquidity instantaneously using a digital asset on the XRP ledger. All right, so the trial run, which connected Swift's GPI, which is just a glorified messaging system, but they act like it's going to replace everything and be the Ripple killer, just like everything, which is hilarious to me because all these random people type these articles. In Singapore's fast and secure transfers network, FAST is the acronym, involves 17 banks across 7 countries. In total, 11 banks initiated cross-border payments into Singapore, and 6 banks in Singapore processed the payments domestically via the FAST system. All right, fast and secure transfers network. So payments between all continents settled within 25 seconds, says Swift, the fastest in just 13 seconds. And I'm very curious. I want to know what they mean by these payments actually settled. Does it mean the actual messaging transfers settled or the actual payment and the value itself? This is a little broad, so I definitely want to have some more information if anybody can provide some links down below and sources. So again, right here, the pilot comes on back of a 2018 test with a group of banks and Australia's new payments platform, NPP, I've covered them before, in which payments between Australia and China took just 18 seconds and ahead of an upcoming test with banks and the target instant payments settlement, TIPS. In Europe, covered TIPS a lot as well. And Temenos, however you want to say it. So Swift's head of banking, Henry Newman, says additional tests are planned in other markets with instant payment systems ahead of the planned global launch of GPI Instant later this year. And I'm really excited to hear more about this. So again, the successful testing across multiple corridors between Europe and North America to Asia Pacific confirms the important role that GPI Instant will play in making that bold vision a reality. Swift is betting, now pay attention here, this is the FUD. Swift is betting that the roll out of the service will steer banks away from alternative networks such as Ripple and IBM's WorldWire as demand for real-time payments escalates beyond domestic payments into the cross-border realm. And again, guys, they want to get, people away from Ripple supposedly, and this is one person's opinion based on, FinExtra. And keep in mind, Ripple has other software products. They have the messaging software that's competing with Swift GPI. We have, of course, different standard interfaces like XVIA for corporates. We have XCurrent for banks, but then we have XRapid for XRP. And again, with these guys, with Swift, I wholeheartedly believe they're going to try to team up. And I Am Legion has said this a lot on Twitter. We believe, and the signs are pointing to this speculation, that Swift, R3, SBI Holdings, the huge banking consortium of Japan, are all working together to create a form of Swift 2.0 to try to outcompete Ripple, the private company. And remember, XRP is not a security. I'm loving the developments of Ripple, But if they cease to exist, or if they only focus on the remittance markets and they don't touch the other markets that R3 is targeting, like supply chain management, healthcare, real estate, all of that, that's fine, because they're still going to be settling in XRP. And R3's open source platform is Corda, which uses XRP as the first settlement mechanism. This is more than just mere speculation, everybody. I am beyond excited. All right. And you know what? I'm going to keep going briefly. This is not that important, but again, so Coinbase, I am based in the United States. I don't have a lot of options for exchanges, especially as regulations are brewing. But basically, they launch trading signals for smarter crypto investing. And to me, I'm not a fan of Coinbase. Of course, I utilize them, but whenever you try to put in a buy, I swear there's algorithms that will increase the price. So then there's a big fee that's disguised in the purchase for Coinbase. It's much larger than what they have. If you play with it and even go on the website and try to make a purchase, and then you wait a couple minutes and try to do it, it'll time out and not allow you to do it. And when you try to put the buy in again, I swear there's an algorithm that tracks it and it'll increase the fee, or at least increase the amount per token. It's very shady in my opinion. And I know Brian Armstrong's the CEO, but with Coinbase, potentially going public and, all this other speculation, they're here to make money as an exchange. They're not really here to help the everyday person. They're here to profit. So it's just something that happens. So I'm kind of cynical and skeptical with these trading signals. But again, they're going to, have different things. So there's going to be top holder activity, as you can see here. It's the percentage of Coinbase customers with large balances of an asset, the top 10%. So you can see who have net increased, bought, or decreased their positions. We have another thing as well. We have typical hold time and popularity on Coinbase, and you can read about that. And then we have price correlation as well, how it moves in every 24 hours. I know we have a lot like, applications on the phone, like, BitUniverse and other things that will give you price notifications and alarms. And even Coinbase does that today. But these are just a little better for any Coinbase users trying to, expand. And of course, it is one of the higher downloaded apps in the App Store currently for cryptocurrency. And you best believe during this next bull run, it will surge to #1 when everyone wants to buy, especially in the United States. There's a lot of belief that without the United States, these markets really wouldn't be around too much without the developing world's attention. And we already see it. The governments already see it as a national security threat. So, of course, we're going to see more and more fearful articles coming out. And just like everybody's saying, when backed, part of the NASDAQ is releasing all these contracts for Bitcoin and different digital assets, when they're listing them in IRAs, individual retirement accounts, when there are 401k purchasing options, why on earth when they're going to start creating their products, why would they want crypto to explode before they can get settled? They want to buy, keep the price low, buy these different digital assets, make enhanced or not enhanced, trading products, exchange traded products, excuse me. I have a lot of acronyms. And basically, they want the price to be low so they can purchase it. And then once they're ready to turn it into a big product and oversell and, overcharge it to us customers, then they're ready. And then that is when we'll see the price come up. We act like everything is decentralized, but in reality, these people already have their claws in everything. And I am just another retail investor, everyday person looking to capitalize on this opportunity as we are seeing another great, massive transfer of wealth in society. So with that, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I'm excited. And again, I'm curious about this whole SWIFT connection. Really want to see if it's just a mere messaging settlement. Or, with Swift GPI, obviously, is glorified messaging. But I want to know this GPI instant. Is this the same thing? Is this a whole other product that will be launched later? Please let me know your thoughts down below. I am always willing to learn. I know there's a lot of smart people in this community, way smarter than me. And I'm just trying to report and, share the news that I feel is important as an XRP investor. So again, guys, thanks so much. And until next video, I've been rambling. Peace.